Dimension 6: Customer Retention. While coaching business owners, one thing which I always tell them is that they shall not lose customers, because around 20% of clients are lost by businesses just because they are unable to maintain or keep alive the relationship. You might be surprised that in some industries, the percentage of clients lost annually are over 80%. Just think about that for a moment. This lecture consists of two parts. The first part explains the importance of customer retention, and the second part describes ways in which customer retention can be increased. Let's now focus on the first part, which is the importance of customer retention. So, losing customers is not just a one-way loss, but a two-way loss. Let me explain why. So, there are three reasons why customer retention is important. Number one, you spend money on acquiring new customers. So, now to compensate for the lost customers, you have to now get new customers, and that means you have to spend the money on marketing to acquire them. Number two, it affects the net growth of your business. Think about that for a moment. Let's pretend that there are two businesses, one that retains 90% of its customers, the other retains 80%. If both businesses are adding new customers at a rate of 20% per year, the first business is going to have a 10% net growth in customers per year, while the other will have none. Now, over the next 7 years, the first firm will double its revenue, while the second business will have no real growth. Everything else being the same, the 10% gain achieved solely as a result of customer retention will result in a doubling of the revenue, and therefore the revenue will double every 7 years without doing anything else. Number three, salaries are paid to the staff for their time. For the customer relationship department, it takes time to develop a relationship with new clients. Losing customers, in fact, reduces your revenue, since the relationship which was built with previous clients have not been leveraged. If the customers were retained, they could buy more products and services, which would result in more outbound business transactions. People are good at realizing what they gain, but not so much in what they lose. Therefore, be aware of the fact that losing customers is not good for your business. From these above 3 points, it is crystal clear that with customer retention of 10% or more, not only the net revenue doubles in 7 years, but it can also increase even further, since the marketing costs and the efforts of sales and customer relationship staff go a long way. They don't spend time in getting new customers, which will compensate for the ones that could have been retained. Therefore, the consequences of customer retention can be huge and have a compounding effect. Even a small increase in customer retention cascades through the life of a business, and the impact on long-term growth can be huge. Now, let us proceed to the second part of the video, which explains ways in which customer retention can be increased. So here are 5 key points which will help you to increase the customer retention enormously. Number 1, keep an eye on attrition rate. Whatever gets measured gets improved. That will help you realize how far you are from your target. Almost every business loses some of its customers, but just a few of them ever dedicate any resources in understanding how many of their customers became inactive. As a surprise, ironically, many businesses invest a great amount of resources, meaning time, money, and emotional capital, in building the relationship initially with the customers. But afterwards, despite the negative impact of low customer retention, they let the relationship fade away by not communicating with the client, and in many cases, they simply abandon the customer as soon as the sale is made. Since I already explained that the easiest way to grow your business is not to lose your customers, therefore, once you stop that leakage, you can improve your growth rate by 2 or 3 times, since you don't have to compensate for the lost ground while standing still. Therefore, you must measure the attrition rate so that you are aware of it and take measures to improve it. Number 2, sell and then sell again. Many people do a great job of making the initial sale but afterwards give up, get complacent, and ignore the customer. They are only in the pursuit of chasing more business. Closing a sale is not the shutting of door. It is in fact the starting point of a relationship with your customer. Your job is to serve the customer so well that the customer doesn't even think of going somewhere else. When the customer makes the initial purchasing decision, your job is not to just onboard them but also lock in the referrals and repeat business that can potentially flow from them. You have to give them exemplary service, and while the iron is hot, you need to convert them into friends and allies who will recommend your services or products to their family members, friends, and business connections. You have to put a system in place to constantly but proportionately remind them that you care and why your services are top notch. In parallel, at regular intervals, you need to sell to them repeatedly over time to generate additional cash flow. Number 3, bring back the lost sheep. Do you know that if you make the right offers to your dormant customers, depending on your industry, 25 to 65% will respond to your attempts and will do business with you if they are properly approached. Therefore, instead of wasting resources only on getting the leads and converting them, you should dedicate some time to get in touch with your existing customers, since it is the path of least resistance to get new business. Therefore, you must develop processes to do the following. Number 1, reconnect with them and remind them that you will be glad to do business with them again. This also demonstrates that you remember them and care about them. This usually results in a lot of sales in quick time. Number 2, if you find the reasons as to why they are not willing to buy from you again, either you can overcome objections and convert them into buyers, or else you can at least learn from them what they tell you if they have switched to your competition. Either way, you win. Either you get new business or else you get market intelligence that will serve you. Number 4, extraordinary customer service. As a business owner, you should be driven by a constant pursuit of excellence to make customers happy, satisfied, and content. Your efforts will be rewarded in the form of repeat business, word of mouth marketing, referrals, and great brand perception. Moving the product or services from the zone of value delivery to the zone of realm of the extraordinary is only possible by exceeding the expectations of customers, which will earn you business longevity and sustainability. The main factors which will help you in getting to the realm of extraordinary include: number 1, every employee's dedication to customer satisfaction. Number 2, faster response to the customer queries. Number 3, delivering the service or product on time each time. Number 4, delivering the promised value after the sale. Number 5, pursuit to go towards zero defects and error-free delivery process. And finally, number 6, employing outstanding staff to deliver your customer service. Great customer service will bring in enormous revenue in the form of repeat customers, whereas poor service will drive your customers to your competition. Number 5, measure lifetime value. One-time customers buy once and it results in one business transaction. Therefore, you should go above and beyond to increase the length of business relationship and provide them with exemplary service, product, and value. This will enable you to make them repeat buyers, and you can leverage on the cumulative effect of the transactions that happen when they buy over and over again over the lifetime of business relationship. When they buy over months, years, or decades, you will understand the impact of your efforts. This mindset will allow you to gauge the worth of repeat business versus new business from new clients. You can do that by measuring the revenue from new clients and repeat buyers over months, quarters, and years. Also, you can measure the time and money spent on retaining customers and getting new customers also to gauge the advantages of repeat business. In this way, you can allocate the right budget for marketing to get in front of new potential clients and for resources used to acquire new customers. And now, assignment. Mention 4 ways in which you can enhance customer retention in your business. If you are not a business owner, simply imagine yourself in the driving seat of a business in the industry of your choice and write them down. Thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you found the information in this lecture interesting. Let's go to the next lecture and keep on learning.